Are you adding a task to your plugin that has inputs and an output? If so, in this video, you will learn how to correctly wire the inputs and output for a plugin task. In the Gradle documentation, it is often recommended for task inputs and outputs to use properties instead of the type directly. Let's explore why. When authoring custom tasks, it's important to keep in mind the Gradle build lifecycle. There are three phases: initialization, configuration, and execution. During the configuration phase, the configuration for tasks is evaluated, and during the execution phase, the task actions are run. Let's consider a scenario where there's a task type called result producer, on which a result file output variable can be configured, which is created and the contents written to in the action. According to the documentation, it is recommended to use regular file property. For now, let's just use regular file. Let's say there's a generate result task of this type. For the configuration, the result file location is set to result.txt in the build directory. In the execution phase, the action will be run, which will create the result file and put a string result in it as the content. There is another task type called result consumer that requires a string result input. The action looks at the result and, depending on the value, does something. According to the documentation, it is recommended to use property of string. For now, let's just use string. Say there is an evaluate result task of this type, which depends on the generate result task. For the task configuration, we need to define where the result string input comes from. We will take the result file produced by the generate result task, read it, and use the string obtained as the result input. In the execution phase, the action will be run, which will look at the result string and do something. So, during the configuration phase, for the generate result task, the result file location will be set. It is not created in the configuration phase yet. It'll be created when the action is run during the execution phase. So for the evaluate result task, since the result file doesn't exist yet when the configuration is being evaluated in the configuration phase, it cannot be read. When the configuration for the task is processed, it will lead to an error since the result file doesn't exist yet. Since the result file will only be available during the execution phase after the action for the generate result task runs, what we'd want to do in the configuration is tell Gradle to defer evaluation of the configuration that makes use of the result file till it's available. That is, we want to be able to write configuration that says, get the result file and read it, but not actually do this till a later time. This is where properties and providers come in. A property or provider allows you to specify how something will be defined in the configuration, but defer the evaluation till the get method is called. The example code shown here is not exactly how the syntax and structure is, it's just to show you the concept. We will go over the exact details shortly. The difference between a property and provider is that a provider is read-only. That is, it can only be queried and the value cannot be changed, whereas a property can be queried for the value and the value can also be set or updated. The property interface extends the provider interface, so a property can be treated as a provider. In the result consumer task type, we can change the result to be a property of string. This means in the configuration, we can tell it how the string will be evaluated, but defer the evaluation till the get method is called, which we can do in the action. So the evaluation will be done in the execution phase when the action is run, not in the configuration phase. We need to change the result producer task type to use regular file property. We won't need to make any changes to the generate result task as the layout.buildDirectory.file actually returns a provider of regular file already. we can update the evaluate result task. Now we have a property that provides a regular file. We need to have a provider that will defer the reading of the file and return a string from it. So we need to transform the regular file property to a string provider. This can be done using the map function. We can look at the Gradle documentation on properties and providers and search for an example of how to use the map function. Here, the location is a string property. That is, it provides a string value. If we want to provide a URI instead, we can call the map function on the string property, then inside, define the transformation of how to create the URI from the string value. Then the map function returns a URI provider. So we can call the map function on result file and in it get the file and then read it. And this will be a provider of a string. We can then set the result to this provider. So now in the configuration phase, we have defined how the input for the evaluate result task should be fetched from the output of the generate result task. But the evaluation is deferred to the execution phase when the .get method is called on the property. In summary, properties and providers allow you to define configuration whose evaluation is deferred till the get method is called, usually in the execution phase. This is also sometimes referred to as lazily evaluated configuration or just lazy configuration. This addresses use cases where either some values are not available during the configuration phase, or the values are expensive to compute and should not be done during the configuration phase. The second point is important to remember. It is recommended not to do expensive evaluations in the configuration phase as it can lead to performance issues.